welcome back to my channel. Here we are still working on perspective drawing, and we have another question here apart from the ones that we did, in which we drew the perspective view of a given point, and we also drew the perspective view of a given line. Now, for this question that I have here, I'm going to read it, and then we go on, analyze the question, and then we produce the perspective view of this given object. So I'm reading the question right now. The question says, draw a perspective view of a square plane of side 50 millimeters resting on the ground plane with one of its corners touching picture plane and a side right to the corner inclined at 60 degrees to it. The station point is 70 millimeters in front of picture plane, 65 millimeters above ground plane, and lies in a central plane which is 35 millimeters towards the right corner touching the picture plane. I'll read the question again. So draw a perspective view of a square plane of side 50 millimeters resting on the ground plane with one of its corners touching picture plane and a side right to the corner inclined at 60 degrees to it. The station point is 70 millimeters in front of the picture plane, 65 millimeters above the ground plane, and lies in a central plane which is 35 millimeters towards right of the corner touching the picture plane. All right, so I'm going to take the first way that we can use the visual ray method. We are going to have two different forms of the use of visual ray method. So let's take the first one here in this video. So what we are going to do first is to draw a horizontal line to represent the picture plane. So I'll come up here like this. We need the space up here. So I'm going to draw a horizontal line of any length like this. So we have the horizontal line here. Okay, so this horizontal line represents the picture plane. So we are going to indicate it here that this is picture plane with letter PP as we have it here. So the next thing that I'm going to do is to produce the square. So the length or side of the square is 50 millimeters, and as we are told that one corner of the square rests on the picture plane, and that corner is at angle 60 degrees to the picture plane. So with the 60 degrees side of the said square, I'm going to draw a line in this direction. Okay, then with the 30 degrees side coming to this point here, I'm going to draw a line in this direction. Then I'm going to take a measurement of 50 millimeters up here from this point. So I will take 50 millimeters. This is 50 millimeters, okay. And then here also I will take 50 millimeters from this corner. So this is 50 millimeters, okay. So now, to complete the square, so I'm going to draw a line. So draw a line in this direction. Then with 30 degrees side of the said square, I will draw a line in this direction to complete the square. So this is the square, okay. So the angle that this side makes with the picture plane is 60 degrees as we are told in the question. So I'm going to label this point. So this point I will call it point A, and this point here, this is point B, okay. This point is point C, and this point is point D on the square. All right, so having done this, the next thing that we are going to do is to locate the station point, as the question says that the station point as we have in the question, that the station point is 70 millimeters in front of the picture plane and 35 millimeters and lies 35 millimeters on the central plane from this point that the square touches the picture plane. Okay, so for us to locate the station point, so what we are going to do is that we are going to come to this point as we are told in the question that the central plane is at this corner, okay, at which the square touches the picture plane. So we are going to draw a vertical line down here. So a vertical line down, okay. So, and I'm going to take a measurement of 70 millimeters down, as we are told that the station point is 70 millimeters in front of the picture plane. So this is 70 millimeters. So from this point, I'm going to draw a horizontal line, as we are told in the question that the station point is 35 millimeters away from the central plane. Okay, so this is the central plane. So I'm going to take a measurement of 35 millimeters from this point on the line. Okay, so I'm going to take a measurement of 35 millimeters. So this is 35 millimeters here. So this point is the station point. So here we have the station point. So this is the top view of the station point. So we have this. Okay, so having located this station point, so the next thing that we are going to do is that we are going to join this point S. We are going to join it together with each of these points on the square. So this is what I mean. So we are going to join this point S with point C with a straight line. Okay, then we also join it together with point B with a straight line. So it goes like this. Okay, then we also join together with point D with a straight line. So we draw a line from S here. So join together with point D. Okay, and then we also join it together with point A. So as we have it here, so draw a straight line from S to A. So we have this. So where these lines touches the picture plane, so we are going to label them. So this point is going to be point A1. So this is point A1, and this point here, okay, so this point is going to be point B1. Okay, so then this point here will be point D1. Okay, and this point is point C1. So let's take note of that. All right, so having done that, so the next thing that we are going to do is to draw the ground level, the ground line. So we are going to draw the ground line. So ground line from the picture plane is at any distance, but we have to consider the distance of the second station point. Okay, the distance of the second station point, because the second station point is going to be located on the horizon line, and that distance of the distance of the second station point from the ground line is 65 millimeters. So we have to consider the distance from here, the space here. So we have to consider that, but with this space that I have here, I should be able to get 65 millimeters within this space. Okay, so now I'm going to draw. So here I'm going to draw the ground line. I'm going to draw it here. Okay, so I will draw a horizontal line here like this. Okay, so this horizontal line represents the ground line. So we are going to write GLES for the ground line. All right, so having done that, the next thing that we are going to do is to locate the second station point. As we are told that the second station point, okay, or the station point is also 65 millimeters from the ground plane. That's what the question says. So I'm going to take a measurement of 65 millimeters. So up the ground line, so this is 65 millimeters, and I'm going to draw horizontal line here. So horizontal line, so here we draw horizontal line like this. So this horizontal line represents the horizon line. So this is horizon line, so we write HL here. So here we have this. So now to locate the station point, as we are told that the station point is also at 35 millimeters away from the central plane. So distance from here to here is 35 millimeters. So what we have to do to locate the second station point is for us to, so I will just draw a vertical line, or I may not even draw a vertical line. I can just mark it here. I can just mark it here like this. Okay, so this is the front view of the station point. So I'm going to write S here, and I'm going to make it an S prime as we have it here now. All right, so the next thing that we are going to do, having located this station point now, so the next thing that we are going to do is that we are going to draw a vertical line from each point on the square. So what I mean is this. So from this point A here, I will draw a vertical line to touch the ground line, and from point D also, from point D, I will draw a vertical line from point D to touch the ground line. So it comes down like this, so touching the ground line. Then from point B, okay, so from point B, I will draw a vertical line to touch the ground line, like this. Okay, then I will also draw from point C on the square, to touch the ground line. So it touches the ground line here like this. Okay, so we have this. So all these points that we have on the ground line, we are going to label them. So this is going to be what? This point will be point. So this will be point. It's going to be point A2. So this will be A2, and this what? This will be D2. So this is going to be D2. Okay. So then here we have what? So coming here. So this point, this will be B2. So this is going to be B2. Okay. So as we have it here, and this point here. So for this one, so this is going to be okay. So this is going to be C. So not 2, so this will be prime. So we are going to make this okay, so I need to make this will be B prime, and then so this point will be D prime, and then this will be what? This will be A prime. Okay, so because we already have A, B, C, D here, so I need to make it what? Differentiate it from the one that we have up there. So that is why we make it A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime, as we have it here. Now, having done this, the next thing that we are going to do is this. The next thing that we are going to do is this. We are going to join this point. So we are joining this point together with this station point that we have here. So this is what I mean. This is what I mean. So we are going to join. So this point that we have A prime, B prime, C prime on the ground line, we join it together with the station point that we have here. So we are going to draw a line from here. So it goes in this direction, touching this station point, and we also draw a line from this point D prime. So join it together with the station point, and also we draw a line from B prime here. So join it together with this station point, and then C prime, we join together with the station point like this. So this is what we are to do. All right, so now, so let's go to the next thing that we are to do. This is very simple. Let's go to the next thing that we are to do. What we are drawing is to produce the perspective view of this particular square. Okay, so now let's look at the next thing that we are to do, which is going to make us to get the perspective view of this square. So let's go. Now, what we are to do now is that from this point A1, so where this line AS touches the picture plane, we are going to draw a vertical line that will intersect this line A prime S prime. So this is what I mean. So coming to this point here, point A1, we draw a vertical line from here. Okay, so touching this line A prime S prime, and this point is going to be point A. So point A of the perspective view of the square. So we label it as A here. So next, so as we have here, so here we have what? Here we have for point B. So for B, we have already drawn a vertical line, and this vertical line touches the this ground line. It touches at this point. So this point is automatically point B of the perspective view of the square. So this is point B. Okay, so let's take note of that. And then the next thing is for point C. So for point C, so here we have C1 here. So we are going to draw a vertical line from C1 to intersect C prime S prime. So this is what I mean. So from this point, so we are going to draw a vertical line. So here we draw a vertical line here down, from here down, and touching this line C prime S prime at this point. Okay, so this point is point C of the perspective view of the square. And lastly, for D, so here we have this point D1 here. So we are going to draw a vertical line from point D1 on the picture plane to touch this line D prime, this line that is D prime S prime. So we draw a vertical line from here. So it comes down like this and touching this line D prime S prime at this point. So this point we have, or this is point D, or the perspective view of the object. Okay, so what we are going to do now is to join this point together. So we join AB together. So we join AB together with a thick line like this. Okay, and then we join BC together with a thick line like this. Okay, we have this, and then we join CD together with a thick line. So it goes like this. Okay, then we now join AD together to get the perspective view of this object. So this is the perspective view of the square as we are given in the question. As simple as I've done it here, all you have to do is to practice. When you practice this, you become a master at this work. Thank you. Keep on practicing, and let's meet on the second form of the visual ray method. God bless you.